Oh, what wonderful timing. I love you. So I want to speak to you, and I do speak to you often. And my desire is to spend time with you. Source energy.
Yeah.
Abraham. And so I often don't feel any of those other desires. You were describing, Esther saying to Abraham, I just love the manifestation. And
Well, what you want is satisfaction, and what you want is to hear the call and to be in the right place at the right time. We'll tell you what you want.
Thank you.
And we're going to speak from the perspective that you held coming in and that has continued ever since you got here. You want to be a leading edge creator. And you want to be an extension, a steady, consistent extension of source energy. And you want to be in concert with what source knows.
Yes.
And you want little, if none, but you really want some little deviation from that alignment, because you do want some step one defining moments. And you want awareness of where you are in the process. And you want to feel alive. You want to be hungry a little so that the satisfaction of eating is great. You want awareness of creation. You mostly want connection with your source energy. And the reason that you want that so much, and it is a credit to your rather steady connection, the reason you want that so much is because your inner being wants that so much. Now, hear what we mean by that. You're not the only aspect of this co-creative dance who is eager about new experience. Your inner being is too. You're not the only aspect of your co-creative being who enjoys contrast and new decisions. In other words, your inner being is enjoying all of this expansion too. So when your inner being is as involved on a moment-to-moment basis as it is with someone like you, a good deal of what you think you want is you picking up on what your inner being wants about what you want. Does that make sense to you? Your inner being really is enjoying your leading edge perspective that is providing for your inner being this advancement, this evolution, this expansion, this more. We'd like you to know that when you are at your most enthusiastic, that's when you'll have your valve opened the widest, or your, in a vibrational sense, your tuner is tuned the finest, and you're allowing that broad, non-physical intention to flow through you into this moment. We touched on it earlier. We're going to go to a new place that you haven't heard or known before, not in the way that you're going to hear it here. We've been saying that every moment is a manifestation. In every moment, something's manifesting. The manifestation always includes this basis. It's you and you rendezvousing with whatever else you're rendezvousing with. So if you've got the you and you part already rendezvoused, and then you rendezvous with a moment in time, which includes other people or experiences or situations, that moment in time is going to be infinitely more rewarding and satisfying to you than if you're rendezvousing with them while you are split from your own inner being. So we give this to you by way of saying to you that you can never separate yourself from your source. And that, in fact, everything that you've been living has caused your source to be more in sync with who you are in this incarnation, who you are in this moment in time, who you are in your environment. In other words, your inner being is so intricately, intimately, specifically aware of the expansion that you have caused your inner being through this lifetime. Hear those words? When your inner being feels exhilaration about something and you are on the same wavelength to feel it, that's just the best that it gets. We want you to realize that, yeah, you're in these physical bodies, but you didn't come alone. You dragged all of us along with you. And that what our promise to you has always been as non-physical energies is that we would continue to hold the vibrational frequency of what you're asking for, and then your promise to the equation was that you would seek it out, you would find the new, you would launch it forward, and that you would find a way back to it. Now hear this. We like so much giving this to you. You could be doing step one, you do it all day, every day, launching rockets of desire. We get them, we receive them, we applaud them, we know them, we understand them, we hold the vibrational frequency of them, and law of attraction assembles the cooperative components, and we experience the expansion. So in our most selfish of perspectives, we got what we came for to a certain extent. But you're maybe still hanging out here in the sifting and sorting and launching rockets of desire mode. But when you come home and you let yourself be the in the moment receiver of the manifestation, it just doesn't get any better than that. So people come into these bodies and they fulfill all of their reasons for being without even knowing they're doing it often. They live contrasting lives. They ask for more. Their inner beings take the newness, experience the evolution, get it all ready for the next ones that'll be born. Getting the sense of this? And sometimes the people who contributed the most to the expansion don't catch up with it in this life experience because they're so practical. They're so involved in the seeing it and hearing it and smelling and tasting it and touching it. So they don't feel the value, the satisfaction. They don't receive for themselves the personal human self. They don't receive. They don't even know what value that they have added. But they've added. And when they make their reemergence back into non-physical, they'll feel the fullness of it fully. But it's so good when you let yourself have it while you're still in this body. It's so good when you are consciously aware, when you understand the value of the sifting and you're happy to be in the contrast, not railing against it, but seeing it as a collection of data which matters, and then coming to your personal conclusion and feeling your convictions about it and launching your rockets of desire, sometimes more consciously than others. And then your inner being gathers the cooperative components and then feeds you a steady stream of look over there and look over there and come on over here and follow this impulse. There's a clue, there's a clue, there's a clue. Here it is, here it is, here it is. And sometimes you're oblivious and sometimes you're tuned in. But when you get tuned in, when you have made the statement to yourself and you really mean it, nothing is more important than that I feel good. Nothing is more important than that my alignment with Source. I'm not only going to be out here on the leading edge and find the new things to desire. I'm not only going to be the one on the front lines for the expansion of the evolution of the entire universe. I'm not only going to do that. I'm going to launch the rockets. My inner being's going to tend to them, and they'll gestate in that vibrational vortex or womb, and they'll grow and become, and they'll be ready for my realization of them. And while they're getting ready for me, I'm going to be getting ready for them. I'm going to be playful. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be uplifting. I'm going to be warm. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to be more complimentary, less complaining. I'm going to be more optimistic, less pessimistic. I'm going to sleep more. I'm going to take better care of myself. I'm going to be nice to myself. I'm going to do more of the things that feel good to me. I'm going to understand the value of the satisfaction factor. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to put my feet in the water. I'm going to sit in the sand. I'm going to put my face to the sun. I'm going to eat the food that tastes good, and I'm going to be with the people who thrill me to be with them. I'm no longer paying some sort of a price that someone else who is human has established for me. Instead, I'm following the impulses that come forth from within. And I'm going to love myself into alignment with the fullness of who I am. And I'm going to experience the satisfaction of that alignment and that masterful co-creation with the energies that create worlds while I'm here in this body. And I will teach. And I will teach through the clarity of my example that happiness is where it's at. Enough? Really good.
I love you.
Really good. We've enjoyed this interaction a lot. It's always satisfying for us to play with you and to tune into you vibrationally. And it always happens when you gather together like this And even though you come as individuals and bring your individual vibration, as we communicate both verbally and vibrationally over a few hours together, there is always a synergy that happens and a morphing of vibration that is not you blending with each other. It's each of you blending with your inner being, which naturally causes you to blend with each other. It's not coming into harmony with your physical neighbor who's sitting near you or even in the room. It's coming into vibrational harmony with who you are. And as more of you are doing that, then there is a sort of, you might call it a collective or a common ground, a coming into a vibrational awareness of who you really are, which makes what matters most more obvious to each of you and therefore to all of you. So as we play with you, we have the advantage of knowing you fully in your vortex, both individually and collectively. And we have such a keen awareness of where you are in relationship to that. And every word that Esther has translated or received here today has been about our wanting to assist you in paving a path of lesser resistance from where you are to where you want to be. Not just to the having and the doing of the things that you want. Yes, of course, all of that. But to the coming into vibrational accord with who you really are. We want the satisfaction factor to be so strong within you. And we believe that it has moved to a new place. Our friend was talking a little bit ago about the power of now, or the advantage of being in the now. And we just want to let you know that we do that. In fact, we do only that. But that's different than what you think it is in this sense. Because you've already made your request for all of the things that you want, and because there's enough in your vortex to keep you happily busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes, when we focus upon you in your vortex, we are focused upon the now. We're focused upon the true now, because what's manifested already is really past tense, and the true now is this vortex. So when you decide that you're going to focus on now, which means you decide that you're going to tune into the frequency of who you really are, which means you're going to allow the whole of you to be present in this moment in time, having whatever conversation you're having with whoever it is, or having this drive with your inner being as you're moving from place to place. As you establish this relationship, and you've done it here today, with that non-physical part of you, and you allow yourself to maintain the resonance of that, by meditating a bit, like every day for 15 or 20 minutes for a while. It is our promise to you that the momentum that we have accomplished here today, and it is significant, because we sniffed you out when you got here, and we're sniffing you out now. And vibrationally speaking, there has been extraordinary vibrational movement between you and your inner being. What that means is you're going to be more sensitive than you are accustomed to being. You're going to feel your alignment more, and you're going to feel your misalignment more. So say to those around you, if they question what happened to you here today, let them know that you pushed a sort of reset button, and that your happily ever after is more in line than it has been maybe ever. Tell those who are up close to you how much you love them, but only tell them when you're feeling it. Talk to each other, to your children and to your partners. Talk to them constantly. Communicate with them all day long, but only when you know for sure you're in alignment. We feel such appreciation for your willingness to play with us, not just today, but every day. We are thankful that you've come into these physical bodies, and that you are discovering the new in the eternalness that we are all about. And while we know that you will fulfill your reason for being, no matter what you hear from us or get from us or act upon because of that, we know that you are fulfilling your reason for being, and it is all good. But we still wish for you the satisfaction in your life that we feel in your life.